Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. We are continuing onward with our little starter base here on Novice. Boop. So after the last episode, I kind of hung around for a bit, and you'll notice that all of my belts look reddish. So actually I hung out for quite some time. Let's see, slash. So the game itself has 21 hours and 31 minutes on it. It has been churning away. We have upgraded all of the belts to red belts. We have upgraded all of our assemblers to assemblers Mark II. We have accumulated great quantities of a bunch of things. And we have done all of the research that we can do with this layout. Absent actually starting military. And our next step is to go pick up some oil to get oil processing going if we want to do research. But before we can do that, okay, if we go back to our priority list, we want to get off the planet. To get off the planet, we need the base that can launch rockets. And to build that, I want the robots. And to build the robots, I want the blue science. And to build the blue science, I want the plastic. Build plastic, I need to get the oil going. And to get the oil going, I need trains. So we have worked our all the way back to I need trains. So, come on. Here. Crafting. So the first step is I want to start building rail in bulk. And it's going to take a while for it to build up because I'm going to want thousands of bits of rail. Stone, steel plate, and iron sticks. Well, we have steel plate right here. And we have stone right here. I can grab the stone right from there. And all we are missing up here is iron sticks. Now the alternative is to come down here where we've got iron sticks and bring stone out here. I'm thinking that it might be neat for my symmetry sensibilities if I brought the stone out here. I am not sure we need all of this, but why not? So we're going to grab the stone. I'm going to bring you out as far as I can, like that. Yes, I know I just brought stone out above. Don't at me. I know also that I didn't pick up any belts or anything. So let's see here. Just grab half of those. We've got various amounts of things ready to go. I think we're good. So the stone is kind of a specialty thing. I'm not going to snag it in here anywhere. But we do need steel. I'm going to make 4 machines doing this. Just like that. Oops. Oh, that's right. I'm not carrying those anymore. It is time for us to graduate. I'm going to do 6 of these because we are now in big boy territory when it comes to power. Boom, 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 boom. These are all making rail. Just like that. So the rail is going to be 3 per second output. It's going to require 1.5 per second stone. And it requires steel and sticks. So the steel and sticks are easy. There's going to be steel. And there's the sticks. find it easier to remove the stuff that isn't going to be grabbed by that inserter than to add stuff that is. So we're actually outputting faster than we're inputting. 3 each, this is going to be 18. Now the red belt is 15 per side, so I need to put something in here to move these guys. Output priority left, there we go. So these will output more than half a belt, if I let it. Anyway, those are rail. Use filters, rail. Have to find it for the outputs. For our inputs, these are stone. Now, this belt, I need to trap all of the outputs in a box. I'm going to aggressively do this to get all of my stuff in the box. And let's do it the other way. There's 2 ways I do this. One is to go all the way around. The other is to split the output and send it like this. This is arguably a little bit better. Because each one of these is going to be trying to take from the near side. So this might actually work out better. We're going to put you in there, and then we're going to set you guys up. Filters. We're going to filter on rail and enable if rail is less than, say, 2000. I'm not sure what rails stack to. Let's see. So Alt click, and this says stack size is 100. So stack size is 100. This is going to be 3000 fits in here. So I'm going to go 3000. Like that. Can trim that back like that, and this is our stone line coming in. Let's just make it a straight shot. Why not? Don't know if I'll be using any of that stuff, but why not just do that, right? We'll have those available should we want to expand down that direction. So according to my rate calculator, if this has got all the stuff going in, this will produce 1,000 per minute. So I'm going to have to wait 1 minute to get 1,000 of these. So 3 minutes gets me the whole set. So maybe I didn't need to go quite so hard on that one, but it was fun. So while that is going, are there any other rail-oriented things that I need to make sure are being built? We have our stations, we have our signals, we have our rails. We need to work on cargo wagons and fluid wagons. In this case, fluid wagons are going to be the long pole. And we need locomotives, which are going to require engines. I would argue that I don't need an infinite supply of these. I need very few of them. So I can set up the machine for it and just, toss the stuff in. But I do need to establish a engine factory. It's steel pipe, iron gear wheels, and iron pipes. So this is going to be 4 plate to 1 steel. And I am going to pick a place to put it. Let's put it north of our little factory here. I do need to get iron going to the north then. Let's put it after this merge. So there's iron, and we'll have steel coming in from the left. So what does this look like? So we have an engine unit. It requires steel plate, gear wheels, and pipes. And it requires twice as many pipes as gear wheels. Okay? There's gear wheels and there are pipes. Gear wheels produces 1.5 per second, and this produces 1.5 per second. So if we need twice as many pipes, we're going to need 2 pipe machines and a gear machine. Our inputs are 3 guys. Well, that looks to me like 2 belts, and I'm going to put pipes and gears on one of them and pipes and steel on the other. Okay, so that means those 2 like that. If I put the output coming down the middle, I can do this. Something like that. Okay, so to get input from the far side there, we will need to have something like this. Okay? We'll need to do something similar here. These guys are going to be the output, which is gears, or excuse me, is engines. Now, no doubt I have all sorts of blueprints for this scattered all over the place, but as again, like I said, I much like the idea of doing these guys as standalone. Now, this is kind of tricky. How am I going to get the stuff in? Well, we need to get input into all of these. Now, one of these is going to have steel on it. The other one's going to have gears. I'll have to figure that out. So if we want to do power, I'd like to do it in groups of 3. Well, what's our ratio here? 1.5 per second in gears. It's 0.15, so we need 10 machines per this. So I don't want to do them in groups of 5. I'll do them in groups of 3. I'll do them in groups of 2. I'm thinking I could do that. That would allow me to put power in here, and I'm going to put power in here. So let's grab these guys, put them over here. Now, this is actually a layout that would work with the smaller power poles if I was still using them. Okay, and this guy comes in here and will go down and come back up. So the other thing is, as part of this, I know from experience, I am going to want to add on to this very shortly a pump, which needs access to steel and pipe and engine units. So whichever side I'm bringing steel and pipe in on, I want to have this here. And you're going to be bringing in engine units from here, and steel and pipe from there. And I will set you up to be like this. So this is a match all over the place. There's our power. And now we just need to apportion these so that these guys come out correctly. You know what I could do? There's our output, just like that. In fact, if I bring this back one further, now there's no doubt about being able to pick up from there. Okay, so steel and pipe on this guy, which means this guy is steel and pipe and not gears. Okay, and this guy is, oops, not pipe. Okay, so we now have those all identified. Okay, so for these guys, there is a pattern that I've used in the past for building these up, where I come in basically like this. And these guys just have bing, 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 and there's our iron coming in. And if you're outputting on the right of your thingy when you're going out this way, doesn't matter. We'll do that. And what we need to do here is have this guy, he's outputting on his right. Okay, so he'll be on the right-hand side, and the steel just comes in just like this. So there's steel, and there's iron. I'm going to give you a little bit of breathing space so I can watch what's happening here and make sure things are going the way I like. But this should do it. Okay, I'm going to put you in place over here. Let's swap it vertically. Now we bring it all the way down. Actually, I bring it over here. Yeah, we're capping the end of this science, by the way. There. So let's build it up. I think I can bring the iron through here. Yes, I can. Okay. It occurs to me I really ought to test this before I let her rip. And that is why I was using the underground, because that power now reaches both of those inserters. Okay. Those guys are iron. This is pipe. And the other guy is gears. Oh, when I reverse these, that's not going to work anymore. So We now need to do this to make sure that the steel and the pipe are on the appropriate sides. Fortunately, these guys are set up properly. Okay, there we go. This guy will need to have a place to put his output. I'd like to bring it off to the left. Can I make that happen? Let's see. Fancy boxes, stock output there. This is... Where did he go? He's in here. This is pumps. Okay, pumps. I only need 50 pumps. There. So you'll start making pumps when you get all your materials for it. There's engines. I'm going to put another one of you in. And you are engines. I am no longer carrying the yellow inserters, so I do need to update that blueprint at some point. We're just going to take off of this line for now. We are only going to stock 50 engines. What we'll need those for is transporting to a assembler somewhere else to build engines here. Let's do 100 of them. There. So we'll be able to build 5 locomotives with what's in that box. I am using my special key, my picker key, to sample this so I place the right thing in the right place all the time. And I will avoid using it only when I'm absolutely sure I've got the right thing. So we want to make sure that all 4 of those machines are now making engines. Looks like it. Alt-X now shows us that we are good. So this is going to show us as if we are making these guys. That's fine. So one of these machines we're at plus 0.08. I think we can do 4 more reps of this. So snap to grid, absolute. Okay. Too bad we don't have robots yet, but this is something we need to build to do robots. So we are going to start off by putting stuff in here. Which I can... Why did you go there? I am not sure why it put that power pole where I didn't need it. But let's make sure you guys are in. Okay, so now I could put in power. I want to put the power in like here. And here. No, not you. Click new contents, you, like that. Snap to grid, absolute. There. So let's see here. Those guys are done. Let's do these guys first. It'll be easier to... Oh, out of inserters. So you and you, these guys are right next to the pole, easy enough to swipe them in. Once I got those swiped in, I can grab these guys and swipe them in. Grab these guys and put them in alongside the lamps. That's reversed. So, okay. Now, if all of these are set up, I should be able to grab that belt and just stretch it across here and have all of these all done for me. Ditto down here. So, now, if we do Alt-X and I cover the whole thing, this says that my pumps are going to be, it would produce 22.5 of them if it had enough stuff. Apparently the pumps are going to drag a little bit of pipe out of the system. Not a problem. Most of the time we won't be making pumps, so when we're not making pumps, we will be running the engines full time. +1, 0, +2, -2.5. So pumps will use up 1/4 of our capacity and the rest of it will go out to here. So we now have engines being built. Okay. So what's our next challenge to getting rails going? Let's start from the top. Those are building. We have those and those and those all set up. I will need a place to make locomotives where it will have everything but the engine units, the steel plate electronic circuits. I'm going to go ahead and automate these guys if I can. So steel, gears, and plate. And this is steel, gears, storage tank, and pipe. Iron and steel plate. Let's see. Steel, gears, pipe, and plate sounds like it sounds like same ingredients we have up here. My goodness. Maybe I should have just made a belt with gears and pipes on it. That's not a bad idea. I should have thought of that. Next time, I will make a belt that has gears on one side and pipes on the other and maybe fill the belt and see about it. But currently, well, can I take it off the end here? Not actually a bad idea. This should have pipes on the top half. It does. They're just all being chewed up right now. But we have pipes on here. Not everybody's running. Look at this. We've got oranges here. This guy's waiting on pipe because his filter is set wrong. Ah, you are wrongly filtered. So you are taking steel and pipe, and not gears. like that. These guys are getting their pipe. Well, they're not getting a pipe because we're just kind of running out of pipe down here. Should I be taking pipe from the top here as well? Oh no, there we go. Okay. So you don't need to be taking steel from here. And you don't need to be taking... You don't need to be taking pipe from here either. So that's where our conflict was. So we only want to be taking pipe from the close one. There we go. Now we can look at this. We can start putting out more machines. I'm going to skip 2 and I'm going to start putting out more machines here. So what did I say we needed? We are going to need fluid wagons, which need storage tanks. I'll put storage tanks in the middle. And I'm going to put fluid wagons over here and normal wagons over there. Let's make sure we've got it. We need iron plate coming in too. We'll need a bypass for iron plate, bringing it up around the top. There's our iron plate. How much of that do we need? This is... Oh, okay, so these guys can build very, very, very quickly. But, of course, we're not going to actually do that. Oh, and you're building the wrong thing. You're building those storage tanks. In this case, our input rates are much higher than our output rates. So the iron's going to come in there. Actually, let's actually move it up by 1. I am not a patient man. Okay, so we are going to use the other fancy box, not capture far. Let's see. I think all of you need iron. You don't. Okay. And let's see. Stock capture far here is of the cargo wagons. Set you so you only do, say, 8 cargo wagons in a batch. This guy is providing to him, so we want to skip over this guy completely. He doesn't require iron, but he does require storage tanks. So that's going to be a stock capture here of storage tanks, other storage tank, like that. And I don't think I have automated this anywhere else, so we're going to produce, say, 100, and let's produce 100. And what we'll do is over here, I'm going to say enable if storage tanks are greater than 50. So we'll have a stack of storage tanks sitting in there somewhere. I really need to upgrade all of my blueprints to use blue inserters. Use filters. Use filters. There we go. So that's got you, and now we need this guy. There we go, toss him in just like that. And we are making fluid wagons. And again, I am only going to be producing 8 fluid wagons in a batch. There we go. This guy can go away, though. There. So that's all covered from there. So these guys, so he also needs steel and gears, so that's from both lines. You are steel only, and you are gears only. You need steel. And you need steel and gears and pipes. I'm going to get just steel from the far line. And you are gears and pipes. There we go. Okay, so that has covered the wagons. Now I need to do locomotives. So I need steel plate and electronic circuits. And electronic circuits are way down here, so we're going to do this down here. I don't know how I'm going to redo power, or even if I'm going to redo power. We may just leave the power the way it was. So steel and green circuits and an output area. You are output of engines. If I load in a whole bunch of engines, you can go ahead and do all 25 of them. Just like that. So what do we need here? We need steel, which is coming from the far guy. And we need green chips. So you're all set. So what happens is I will drive by this and drop engine units in here to collect the number of locomotives that I want. And then we'll come back and get the locomotives. And probably the best way of doing that would be for me to put a box out here that I can add. And you are engines. And you will require 20 engines per locomotive. So this is a manual fill, or if I dump 100 engines in, you'll make 5 locomotives and send them out to the box. And there, you're all ready to go. And in honor of that, I am going to go see if I've got 100 engines over here. And I do. So let's get some locomotives going. So what else do we need in order to run rail down to the oil field and go get crude oil and bring it back? Let's see. We need rail. Let's go get rail. Oh, I'm going to put in locomotives and fluid wagons here. I'm going to need some of those. I'm going to need a lot of rail. Rail's down here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1,000 rail. 1,000 rail is a long way. And I only need. Let's grab 3 engines. So that'll be 2 engines in case I want to do either two trains that go one direction, or one train that goes both directions. I may do a bi-directional train on this one. I think I'm going to do a bi-directional train. And we are still waiting on those guys, so we need these to go. I am going to have this be 10 for now. Okay, so we have those, we have some of those. I need to pick up my train stop. Now, if I am making a single rail line with a train on it that goes both directions, I will not need very many signals. In fact, if it's the only train on the rail, I don't need any signals. So let's just not worry about that too much. We now have train stops. I am going to need inserters for doing loading and unloading. Do I have? Okay, those are my fastest inserters, so we've got plenty of those. We have boxes that we can load. We don't do boxes. This is a fluid train we're doing here. So we need to go up here and pick up some of these guys. There. And I need, say, 4 of those. Put this back to 50. Put this is at 8. So I think I'm going to do 1-4-1 train so we can move a whole lot of oil at a time. Do we have everything here ready to build a 1-4-1 train that moves oil back to the main base? Yes, we do. Okay, we are 42 minutes into this build. I think I am just going to put my petroleum factory, my petroleum processing in here somewhere. Petroleum does require water, and there are lines of machines you make with petroleum that are unbounded in size. So let me see if I can size this out really quick. I am not going to include space in here for beacons. So we're going to give you a couple of lines here. So if we have these guys set up, basically that's going to stretch down doing the oil refining. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the train up on the left-hand side here. We're going to bring our crude oil across here and in, and we're going to have another offshore pump separately providing water for our oil area. So all of these oil refineries that I'm going to set up, I'm going to set them starting here, I guess, give it a little more space. When we get to advanced oil, our output area looks something like that. We need to come up here and make a turn and peel off heavy and light and such to do cracking. Okay, so we have these guys when they're doing cracking, 2 inputs. One of them is water and an output. And then we do the next guy, he's also cracking. And those lines will grow southward, and the net effect will be that across the top, flowing to the right, we will have buses of petroleum and light oil and heavy oil. The next one, we are going to be doing lubricant. So heavy oil turns into lubricant. Okay, and then we have, well, we'll do plastic later. We'll do plastic in a larger area. I did some planning work on some planning work on oil areas a while back. Let's see. Where did my oil refinery notes go? There we go. So, advanced oil-based refinery. So if we started off with, say, 10 refineries running advanced oil, which is really a small one. Refineries equal to 10. I'm going to evaluate the code, and so what we get is 10 refiners making crude oil. We then want to crack heavy oil into light oil, and we want to crack light oil into petroleum. Let's actually copy this whole thing into my planning area. We need to make lubricant. Okay, that's going to be a few machines making lubricant. There will be machines making solid fuel and rocket fuel eventually. I'm thinking that this isn't going to be our big build. In fact, this is overkill. Let's not over-engineer it. I am going to bring back crude oil, and I'm going to turn it into petroleum, and then I'm going to do an ad hoc build of plastic. Okay, but we can't do anything yet, but we are going to bring in our train. It's going to come in from the south and arrive here. I don't see anything going to the south here that would prevent it. One thing I can do is I can attempt to set up my rail. Oh, we could attempt to set up our rail to be absolutely centered. Could we? Nope, we could not. So we cannot absolutely center one rail. We can, however, center a pair of rails like this. Actually, let's put in those. So anything we do inside there will be inside a cell. So if I were to do that, again, we're jumping the gun. Let's just do the station on this particular line so that we know it'll line up eventually with what we want to do. I'm going to start here. Okay, so I'm going to station here. And this is called, I'm going to make the names here very, very structured. Crude oil drop. Okay. And you are going to be receiving trains. Now, I'm not going to do anything really fancy with this. I'm not going to do train lifts or anything because we just have one train that's going to go back and forth. So, we have a railroad locomotive here. Hey, it's too bad this took me so long. Honest, I can do getting on track like a pro. Okay, I can do it. But it does require focus from the beginning of the game, and I don't like combining GOTLAP with LB. So I will do a run at some point with that. I think I wiped out my Steam achievements recently completely, and for the other build. So my Steam achievements right now are halfway through a space age. It's up through Gleba, and had to cancel that because my audio was all screwed up. At some point, I will delete all my Steam achievements and get them from the beginning, from scratch, all the way through the end for space age. But that's going to be a personal thing, and I probably will not record it. Okay, so you are the oil train. And your train group is just simply oil. Okay. Now, we do need to have fuel of some sort in you. I wonder if I can fuel you guys up with coal. Let me go get some coal. And just drive south in the train, putting railroad tracks down in front of me. You are going to get, let's put one stack of fuel in you, and the other stack of fuel goes in you. Oh, there's one other change that I make to the controls, which I just realized I needed to do. For getting in and out of a train. So enter, leave vehicle. Instead of enter or G, it's going to be keypad enter or numpad enter. That's the only one I want for it. So I can just reach over, or over there, I can reach over with my thumb from my mouse and hit it. Now, in this case, this is going to be a problem because we actually have to get rid of these guys. If I were using bots, it'd be a lot easier. We are going south. Oh, good Lord. Have I got to run down there on my own first? I do. I had visions of simply driving south and putting the belt down. Okay. I missed a tree. There. Is there a train headlight? L? H? Let's see. Settings, controls. Oh, I just hit reset all, didn't I? Clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, so there's the keypad enter for those. And we need not drop. What do they call it? I think of it as the eyedropper tool. Pipette tool. Okay. Oh, the other control I want to make sure that I override is crafting. Because we are still trying to do the LB run. Let's make sure that took. It did. Confirm. Back. Resume. And now we just run south until we get to the oil patch. Or another forest. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to X4 I'm going to run down to here. I'm going to step over to here and run back, getting the other trees that might be in the way. And then I'm going to not worry about the train because we are run, Forrest, run. There. It's weird pushing the W button for this. Okay, so here is my oil. I am going to just, well, let's see, can I put the station right at the end of the block? Yes, I can. Back to X1. Now we have a oil drop. This is now oil take. You are going to go to oil take, and we're going to wait for full cargo. Then we're going to go to oil drop and wait for empty cargo. And we could also wait for inactivity for a few, let's say 2 seconds of inactivity. There we go. Now, it used to be that you needed to put in, pumps. I need the pumps, don't I? Okay. Back to the other end. I forgot to pick up pumps. I knew I needed them for something. While I am at it, we need pumps. We also need storage tanks, which I also forgot to pick up. Oh, no, I did. Okay. And the train, of course, is going to go all the way down to the south. We're going to go manual. We're going to go to take. Oops, I'm going to drop. So I don't have to call him back. See, I remembered that there was a reason to make pumps. Okay, got pumps now. So we don't actually have power down there yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw power back with me. I'm carrying big poles, so I will be able to do that. For our loading and unloading, I am going to set up loading and unloading like this. I'm actually going to, well, no. Let's just do this. Okay, so there's that. I just need enough these on here to have whatever quantity of crude oil I want to have in here. So the fluid wagons are 50K each, so I want enough to store at least to a train load. It's 25, that's a train load. I'm going to go ahead and do just, whatever fits. Actually, let's just do like this. That works. Okay. Now out here, we have all of these places for pump jacks. And I am going to dive into my old blueprints, into the magic box, and I'm going to grab huge pump jacks, and I'm going to just use it. So this is a synthetic blueprint that somebody created a long time ago, which has a pump jack in every cell. You cannot create this in-game, not even in the editor. And the neat thing about it is I just stamp it down, it'll put a pump jack wherever it's legal to put one. Now I'm going to go up to X4 speed while I get rid of some of these trees that are in the way. Trees are the real enemy. Now these days I prefer to power my pump jacks with the substations, which we haven't unlocked yet. So instead we're going to have to power it the old-fashioned way with these guys. So first, I have been known to do things like set up a big grid and move the blueprint around until it does it. In this case, I'm just gonna pipe it together. We did not bring pump jacks. Okay. Oh, there's that. Let's draw power back to the base and get pump jacks. So I'm going to put a pole right there. We're going to go to a manual. Actually, I wonder if I can set this to go to drop. Too fast. Say, or time past 30 seconds. Okay, so this is going to head north in a moment. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it's and. No! Oh, I'm not going to be able to drag power through that anyway. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to do that. I'm going to set up a blueprint real quick. So if I cancel out of that, so this pole to this pole is exactly 32. So that will now repeat every 32. I guess I just have to Yeah, I'm just going to have to clear this out. All the way up. Then next cell over all the way down. I'm going to take out that go north anyway bit. So even though I'm on X4, sometimes it does just slow down on me. Let's take that away. Oh, these are supposed to be right up against the railroad anyway. We start from here. This is not going to be my main power grid. It's not aligned on anything. It's just there. So now we need to unload here. You. Add a weight condition, which will trap me here. The way I like to do that is, where'd it go? Circuit condition right at the top. A blank circuit condition will wait forever. Okay, so we now need unloaders. I'm going to unload on the right because that's where we're going. I also need to have fuel coming into the two stations. And these are going to be in boxes, like so. Apparently, these are not hooked up. I'm going to get some wooden poles and hook those up real quick. I'm going to... Oh, we are over time, aren't we? I'm going to pause the recording really quick while I do. Okay. Trying to make this quick so we can finish up pumps. We are unloading. Before, I'm going to stripe this the whole way across. And we are going to set up these guys be like that. So we have enough tank storage here so that the trains that get here can unload as quickly as possible. And for the moment, I need to find a proper place for my pipes to cross here. I think it's on, oh, this should do. There's that. I could probably grab the water right from here for now. I don't think I made any other offshore pumps yet. There's water, there's oil. Let's go get our pump jacks. I'm still on X4 time because I am on plus time on the recording. Pump jacks, not train stations. So we go back to take. And you're going to wait until you have some, so I can just leave you right there. Okay. Back to X1 so I don't trip over myself while I am sending these lines out. Okay, let's get you powered up. That will actually unlock some research for us. There we go. So we have now done oil processing, which means we now know how to make oil refineries and chem plants. We know the basic oil processing recipe, and we know how to make solid fuel from petroleum gas, and that's great. There's other things we need to build very soon. We could start researching some red-green stuff immediately. Plastics and sulfur we need. I'm going to go ahead and look at flammables and think, do I need these in a hurry? I will need it for rocket silos, so let's go ahead and queue it up. Beyond these, we have the orange stuff. Let's research advanced circuits. In fact, at this point, what I'm going to do is I am going to pause the recording. Between recordings, I will research all of the things that just opened up there that I can research. I will not research military science. I will get everything else in a row. I will also lay out all of the pump jacks here and get them all powered and piped. And then when we come back, we can start working on the oil refineries, and I will see you then.